Glorious! Glorious! Glorious!
Glory lasts forever!
What's up guys, welcome back for some Glorious Smite. And this video is the second video today. I know, fucking crazy. But you know, one of you guys, one of the older videos said, we need more glory, can't you upload more? Obviously my natural response is, no, I'm lazy as fuck. But I went, okay, let me think of something. Twice the Glory Tuesday. Every Tuesday, 2 videos. Every other day, 1 or none. Depends how I'm feeling. So, it's been season 3 for a while. Items have been changed, nerfed, buffed, so on and so forth. And I felt I should do this video to basically say, look, this is how I'm building gods right now, and explain why. If you're only here for the build, you've randomly stumbled upon this video, you're already bored out of your mind because you've got the attention span of a, I don't know, I was going to say a 6-year-old, but that's insulting to 6-year-olds. Something for short attention span. Perhaps a small dog. So, you can mute me, hit the video on to 2 times speed or whatever, or just skip ahead. You get to the build eventually. You won't know why I'm doing it, but you'll get to see it. So that's something. So I'm mainly going to focus on the gods that I've been playing a lot of. That makes the most sense. So basically the gods that I've got diamond on a lot, gods that are close to getting to diamond, a couple of rank 9 assassins, and we'll just do a couple of the gods that I quite like, warriors, assassins, guardians, mages, how I'm building them and why. Again, I'm not saying this is the best, I'm saying it's outtraded, outboxed, outperformed other builds. Does that make it the best? It's hard to say really. It's not done a math on it, but it performs very well. It gives me what I want and allows me to do really well. So, you know, these builds have got my backing, shall we say. So, I went over a video doing bootless builds, but I'm not going to do bootless. This has been the build that I've had the most success with on Bakasura. So, I'm just going to do these builds really quickly and I'll explain as I go. So, I usually start off with Ninja Tabai, more hits of these. Butcher's Blades, Ninja Tabai outperform Warrior Tabai in terms of DPS, so I mean it makes most sense. And particularly with the itemization we're going to be getting, it makes the most sense. It's not really in order. Generally speaking, I go Fatalis settings, so I guess we would go Fatalis. You'd go Boombas, Boots, Fatalis. And then if you're quite far ahead, I usually go straight into the Juicy Kin size. If not, we get on the rhyme. And that's kind of the core. If they're tanky, you get Titan's Bane at this point. The enemies are quite tanky. If they're not tanky, or they've only got like say one proper tank, the Guardian, you're not really that bothered. You can outbox him regardless. So if they've got no tank, I would normally go Oboe, and that would be the setup. In fact, let's check the attack speed now at level 20. See if we overcap. Nope, didn't overcap. Getting pretty close. And then the last 2 items I get are actually defensive based. Again, boost Fatalis. If you're ahead, get Kins. If not, you could maybe get a cheaper item, or maybe Robo, but I think Kins is still very viable to buy at this point. But again, it can be pushed along 1 slot for your defensive item. Now, I'm going to assume that it's a standard spread of magical and physical, so you would get Urchin. And then the last time I try to make sure it's a health item. I think health's very valuable, people underestimate the power of health. But you would get it against whatever's the biggest threat. If it's a physical god, particularly a physical, get mid Guardian Mail. If it's a lot of AE gods, or a lot of physical gods in general, let's say it's not an even spread, but you still get the Urchin because it's still a mage, let's say it's 4 Fizz, don't be afraid to buy this. It is understated, right? It is understated. In fact, can we get this? That's a better question. Let's see if I build it in. We still don't overcap, sweet. Right, so it is understated, right? But if there's 4 physical gods, you look at the passive, it reduces the power by 30. That's giving you 120 physical power reduction overall when you're in fighting. Plus it reduces your attack speed, which helps your box better. Plus it gives you attack speed, plus it gives Fizz. I don't recommend it very often, but depending on the matchup, it's very viable. But otherwise, you know, physicals in general struggling with. Mid-Guardian Mail, even Breastplate is viable at this point as well, but I prefer to go the Mid-Guardian route because it's got a health, or if it's still physical and magical, or you need a little bit of both. But I still absolutely recommend health, so normally I would say Magi's would work really well, or Mantle of Discord. I know it's got no health on it, but it comes with a little bit of CDR. But I think I lean towards Magi's, so it would look something like that. That would be the build I've had the most success with. You've got Butcher's Blades, Kin Size, and Oboe. These all give you extra points of damage, which are really good. And you've got defense now, right? Keep in mind you get another 30-30 stats, full Urchin, so you go up to 128 magical defense and 149 physical defense, which is a lot, with 2,615 health, which is really, really nice. So that's kind of the build I've been having the most success with on Baka. A little bit of defense goes a long, long way. Again, because you've got true damage, because you've got Kins, you just out-trade so hard. There becomes a point where more damage is just, yes, true, it is more damage, but the return is so minimal over what you've already got. Like, you can 100 to 0 someone in, let's just say, 2 seconds. You ult someone with your 3-4. You can build 2 more damage items and do it in 1.8 seconds. Or you can have 2 defense items. Is it really worth giving up 2 defense items for a 0.2 kill increase? It really isn't. It really, really isn't. So I'd recommend something like that, because I've been playing them a little bit and I quite like them. As for more ability focused gods, like say Fenrir or Thor, it's more or less still the standard. On Thor, I like to go into Reinforced Grace. I don't think he needs the power, I think the health's more beneficial to him. He's not going to be AAing people. The CC reduction gives you a little bit more survivability. The health boosts you, you still get a little bit of power, and it's quite cheap. And then I like to go the standard route. You like all the pen items. Your core pen damage items are Jotuns and Titans. I also like defense on them. I always get Hidey Urchin. And from here it's kind of, it depends, it's matchup dependent. If it's mainly physical, you can get the breastplate. If it's a kind of more even spread, you want health. Keeping this man, I always try to get health, and I actually don't think this item's as bad as people think. It's bad if you get it on its own. Health on its own is awful, but health with defense is good. Have we already got defense? Yes, we do. We've got Urchin, which gives a good spread of protection, 65-65. So with Milverno behind that protections, it's actually quite a good rounded build, and it still gives you 10%. Yes, you're 10% off max CDR, only 30%, but it's still pretty decent. And then your last item, again, is quite dependent. You either get more pen, you get the beat stick, or you get more defense, depending on what you're struggling against, or you get hybrid. What's the hybrid? Probably into this. If it's mainly mages you're struggling with, Runic Shield, much like I said with the Witchblade, is very good because it reduces their power. So let's say it's a triple mage or even a quadra mage. This is taking away 50 power from each, and that's 150 or 200 power reduction off one item, and it still gives you protections and a little bit of power. It's not a bad item at all, but again, it's very, very, very niche, much like the Witchblade. Other hybrid items you can get, of course, is the Void Shield, which is vastly underrated. It's really good. Yes, reduction doesn't play well with Titans Bane, but it gives you protections, power, and 20 pen style. It's a little bit on the expensive side, but it's not terrible, and it's better than Shifter's Shield, and they're in the same tree, and it's cheaper. It's cheaper than Shifter's Shield, and it's better. That makes sense to me. So again, it's dependent on the matchup. Always on the matchup, but that's a strong core. Your core damage aims, you don't need to get any more than that. That's enough. Right? In fact, there's something else you can do as well, which is get rid of this. I know what I just said, I know I said it's core, but this is something you can experiment with, and then you get beat stick instead. So this gives you 25% CDR, and you get, so you basically give up 5% CDR, but you get 10 bonus pen, because it's got 10 more pen, and you get the passive, I guess. So yeah, this is another kind of way you can build it, which is certainly interesting. In fact, you could possibly give up the Archer. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could, because you're still getting health for this, and then go into this instead for the 10% CDR, so you get 10, 20, 35%, and you still get the pen. I don't think it's as good as what I was recommending, but yeah, it's up to you. So like I said, normally Jotun's Titans, Urchin. It's still quite like Milverno, but again, if you're struggling with Fizz, you can give it up for the breastplate. If you're struggling with mages, you can give it up for Magi's or Man of the Scored, and then you can get the beat stick if you want more damage, or again you can skip it for another defensive item. As long as you get Jotun's Titans, you're fine. This is just a bonus. Don't go into crit or acid or anything, that's stupid. I've seen people do it. I don't know why. And again, the same with the Fenrir as well. I think Fenrir works best as an ability god that just trades well with his 2 up. I don't like building for A's, I don't think it's worth. So you build them basically the same. Is there any other assassins? No, let's move on to warriors. Right. So a few warrior builds. First is the 15 power build, which works amazing on gods like Guan Yu, right? So what you do is you get your reinforced greaves, 150 health people. You get your breastplate of valor, CDR is good. You get your hide of the urchin, protections are good. You get your mail renewal, health is good. You get mystical mail to give you a damage spike and more FSD. So you can see it's an interesting build, but right now we've got 30% CDR, a bunch of health and protections. Let's build it up, have a look. So we're at 3200 health, it's really sweet. And we've still got the ranks to get. And we've got mainly Magi D. So this is either, if it's mainly mages and you're struggling with mages, you would generally go into the Pestilence. Or actually, since you're Guan Yu, I could kind of recommend Heartworld Army. It comes with MP5. He does like to go I could see it, right? If you're struggling with a little bit of both, Magi's. If you want to cap your CDR, Spirit Robe. If you are struggling with slows, Wingblade. If it's the Quarter Fizz, the Witchblade. Right? This is your 5, and this can be anything. If you must have a little bit of damage, get the Titans. But it's not necessary. Trust me, it is not necessary in the slightest. You just don't need it. He does so much damage with his base. You're basically a giant damage soak, and it's so disgustingly good. I love it. So that's how I've been doing. So I've been doing Guan Yu. And the exact same build works surprisingly well on Hercules, who I've also had success with it. And Odin, who's also had success with it. And I've even done it in Chaka, didn't have as much success with it there. But Odin, Hercules, and Guan Yu, probably because their base is so good that they don't need anything more. So like, see that build? Guan, Hercules, Odin, all love it. On Chaka, usually go a bit more AM, try to get into diamonds. You know, another warrior to hit diamond to go with the rest. So yeah, I've been having the most success with that. And again, I'm just trying to cover some of my favourites I've been playing recently. Yeah, because I've got enough practice on these gods. Guardians. Okay, so it depends where you put them, but the support build I've been favouring right now is basically the gold boots. I feel they just give you enough. Oh wow, that's still there. they give you enough gold to keep up. In fact, a lot of times I see myself with the highest gold. I really like that. But if it's just low level casuals, you're looking to try and carry or whatever, you get the pen boots. Like, these other two don't exist to you. Health is good, pen is better. Pen is good, gold is good, health is good. Not enough CDR to be worth. So it depends, right? It depends. We'll get this for the sake of the argument. And since you're going to just assume you're playing support, you're just going to straight hide, breastplate. It's looking good. You either go more Fizz at this point. If you're not really struggling with Fizz, but the mage might come online soon, you want health, you know the aim. If the mage really demands respect, you get Pestilence. Pestilence is better than Bulwark right now for me, in my opinion. So I would recommend Pestilence. So yeah, it would look something like that. And then from here, depends on what you're struggling against. We've already been over this before. Witchblade, Midgardian Mail. I do not recommend the mean. If you get in the mean at this point with these items, I'm pretty sure you'll actually overcap on physical defense. Yeah, you will, quite easily. No, wait, you get another 30. No, you're 10 short. Okay, so you still got another 10 you can build. Okay, that's not too bad. I thought that would be higher. I thought that'd be 3 or 4, but it wasn't. So I thought you would overcap by 10, but you're actually undercap by 10. So that's actually not too bad. So you can go depending. But since you've not got a lot of health, you've only got 2750, you'd need to go into a health item. Again, you would look at Milver No. This also gives you CDR, which would take you up to 30%. Boom. But the problem with this build is, as you can see, it's not got a lot of Magic D. It's not short of Magic D, but it's not got a lot. You maybe want a little bit more. Don't forget, you're going to get 30 extra stacks Oh wait, this isn't built. There you go. I'm stupid. Perfect. It looks really good, really supportive. If you want extra damage, of course, you can easily go into the Void Stone. Against the mages with this item, which provides 20, and this item which provides 10, against the non-tanky mages, you get 30, essentially flat pen, true damage on all your abilities. It's really good, keep in mind. And of course, you don't need this if you want a little bit of health, but you still want the anti-physical. You can still go into the Mid-Guardian. I'd be okay with that because the passive strong. Sov did get buffed if there's 3 physical threats, and I don't mean the solo warrior, he's not a threat to you. 3 physical threats like a big hunter, a big assassin, and a big something from the soul lane that isn't a warrior. You can get this, it's justifiable. But otherwise, no, you don't get it. And they've done something like that. And that's kind of how I've been doing the tankier builds. Yeah, if you're going solo lane, normally I give up one of these items for kind of stack item. Normally I get Warlock Sash and I'll stack it. So I'll still get Archer and Breastplate, but maybe I won't get this, maybe I'll get Warlocks instead. Again, I'm assuming you're Solo Guardian. Warlocks is so good. You obviously get a second. You get a second. Stack it up because you get a bunch of health for that, right? It's only showing 300, but you get another 300, which is really nice. So when you build it up, oops, wrong button, or wrong thing, click on, yeah, you have 3700 health, which would be really nice. So you can get something like that. And again, you don't even need to have this here, this can be anything you want. But yeah, from solo lane you want a little bit of damage. This is mainly for the 600 health build, but you get 110 power, then you want your 2 pens, and you just want stack protections and they'd be annoying. And that's kind of how I do that. For mages, I'm really liking the Warlocks. In fact, I'm going to compare something, or kind of show off something. So right, look, you see a lot of people in the pro games going this little helm. Why? Because it's kind of like I said with the Void Stone. 15 pen plus 10 pen on boots gives you 25 pen against the enemy mage, close to true damage, 5 pen off. It's also cheap, it gives you physical defense, only a tiny amount, but it's enough, against the jungler and potentially the soul lane if they're rotating over, which makes it pretty valuable in terms of protections plus pen. It's kind of like a cheaper, easier to build version, but obviously not as good, of Warlock Sash, which is why you see me instead. In fact, let's just compare it. They would start this for 600, meaning they need 900 to get to full dynasty play helm, because they'll get a start item as well. I skip that and go straight to stage 2, right? Which means I need 1200. So they'll get to go back a little bit before me, slightly better sustain, but Warlocks is ultimately the superior item, 600 health, so much more effective than the stupid little helm. Yes, I'll do slightly less damage, but if we both fight each other, I've got Warlocks, they've got helm, I win easily. Like, it's not even close, easy. But you don't need to stack it. It comes with risks. You have to play smart, you have to play well, you have to be very efficient with your mana with that build, just straight tier 2. But you get Warlocks. It's the build I go. Because it's just so fucking good. So you go Warlocks, and then you get pen boots. Again, all these builds are subject to change, depending on itemization changes in the future. Check the publish date, for fuck's sake. And then from there, right, so you get these 2 items. On gods that need a big power spike, I'll go into Toth. Where the fuck's Toth? Right? Or from really far ahead, I'll just decide to go fuck it and go straight into Rodatahui, which is the biggest power spike item I'm each can buy. So I get one of these 2. If they're not a power spike god, if they're more of a one decent ability god or like a soul or something, I actually just go straight defense. You'll see this item by me a lot. It's called Hide the Urchin. All hail Hide the Urchin. Why? Because if you're like, say, a soul, you've got 1 real true damage ability. You're 2. Then you're in hand. But your in hand powers up with your passive. Keep that in mind. So you get free built-in attack speed and free built-in power in your A's, but you only have 1 true damage ability. Is it worth it to stack nothing but power just for a 2? I don't think so. So I get a little bit of defense and just box bear, fight bear, survive bear, and still do a lot of damage because I'm still going to have the core items, right? So we'll still have this, and we'll still get pen. We'll usually have obsidian, and then that still leaves us 1 item. We've got the best mage power spike item in the game, right? Tower Shred, 600 health, the most from any item you can buy in the game. The best defense item, in the game. The best boots that exist in the game. See where I'm going with this? It's basically a bunch of the best items. Finally, that fits on a god. And then you can get whatever the fuck you want. If you want CDR and you're struggling against Fizz, boom, breastplate exists. If you're going kind of close up to fight, as some mages do, you can go the Void Shield. It doesn't play well with Obsidian, but you can still do it. If it's super late game, you can get Spear Felt Gear if you really want. Are you struggling with physical mages? You can go into this if you want, or this, or this. If you want to just more health for the fucking sake of it, you can go into E-Staff. Try to piss people off, get Gem of Vice, you get so much options. But this alone, this is a beautiful core. I recommend it. So yeah, that's mostly it. I guess just the sake of it, I guess I'll do honours as well. Yes. So like, underneath, I actually recently played a fun game with her. She's one of the few that can go ability neath, and this sort of works. I don't recommend this necessarily, but if you want something fun, you can do this. I wouldn't say it's bad. I'd say it's fine. You know, it's up to you if you want to do it. You can get another pennant if you really want, or you can go more CDR. It's actually not bad on her, I found out. And I usually like a little bit of acid. It still gives you a little bit of attack speed, and of course boots. Fuck. And boots. There we go. That'd be the build. The other thing you can do, which is also kind of fun, is to take a gamble. It is a gamble. Drop this. That's money. Drop this. Yes, drop that. And then grab one of these. We'll just assume this. And then go that instead. I guess with this build, you might want to give up Hi-rez. Again, it's more of an ability spam build, but I still like a little bit of taxis, which is why I had the assay as well. Because a little bit of taxis on Hunter is always good. It's never bad. And it's just kind of a fun build. Basically a neath ability based. And it kind of works. But for the most part, I just go kind of standard A build. Nothing really special about it. Oboe, Kins, Titans, Beat Stick, the usual. Or if I go the crit build, I get, Deathbringer, Malice, Wind Demon. Hunters are, pretty easy, pretty boring. That's why I don't usually play them. So yeah guys, that's the builds I've been having a lot of fun with. Hope you guys will enjoy this. Thanks for watching. As always, see you all next time.